everybody, it's me Megs, and I am back for another video. This video is going to be about my hair. It's going to be about my hair, okay? This video I'm going to show you guys how I dust my hair, and surprisingly, I don't think I've ever did a video about dusting. Even in my relaxed hair days, I've never really showed a video about how I dust. And I'm not new to dusting. If you're not familiar with what dusting is, dusting, first of all, like, let's get that out of the way. Dusting is when you kind of look at your hair and you snip off a really small amount of hair in order to maintain a shape or get your hair shaped a certain kind of way to make sure like certain areas catch up with others. And also when I dust, I do the search and destroy method as well. So I dust and search and destroy. Search and destroy is when you go through sections of your hair and look for anything that looks crazy, like split ends, anything that looks like it's about to be a split end, and I'll tell y'all what it looks like when something's about to be a split end, and single strand knots. So me being natural, I haven't done too many searching and destroying and dusting like I'm about to kick into gear now, because with me being natural, I noticed that it's really hard for me to see what my hair is doing when it's in the curly state. So me, I prefer when my hair is blown out straight for me to do this, which is why you guys might see my hair blown out a little more often, because I am going to iammichab, which is my stylist, every 8 weeks to get a trim. And then when I go home, I'm probably just gonna, you know, be very technical with my hair and go through and see if there's anything left over that that I can get rid of as well with my dusting and search and destroy. So I did this method when I was relaxed in order to retain my length, and I'm doing this now to kind of shape my hair and get it the length that I want it to retain length, and also to maintain my hair, because dusting and search and destroy helps with avoiding breakage, because if you don't catch your split ends in time, you know, you can run into damage, like, you know, and some issues like I did when I wasn't, you know, keeping up with my trims and things. So dusting and search and destroying helps with minimizing your need of so many trims so often, and things of that nature. So enough of the talking, let's get into it. Alright y'all, so this is my hair. I got my hair straightened with iammichab about 4 days ago, and I haven't unwrapped my hair since. So this is my hair now. It's a little flat because it's getting a little old, and it's getting a little weighed down because I have been putting oils on it. So with the dusting, as you can see, I have been getting my trims. I have been consistent with my trims so far with 2 trims. So my last trim was 8 weeks ago, and I got my second trim last week. Okay, so I'm keeping up with my trims. Normally in the past I wouldn't get trims that often when I was relaxed, because I would dust up so much and search and destroy. So what we're gonna do today, we're gonna start off with searching and destroying. But as you can see, what I'm working with now, how it looks. So this is just for me, as far as like my journal diary, when I look back on videos like, oh, look where my hair has come. So to start off with dusting, I'm gonna section my hair in half. I'm gonna start off with the front first because it's easier for me to do, and I'm gonna section the back off. I'm gonna focus on the front first. It doesn't have to be like the perfect sections, but I like to work in sections. Okay y'all, so we're zoomed in. So what you're gonna need is some cutting shears. Make sure you use shears that you only use on your hair. Don't use any shears that you use to open boxes, that you use to open your mail, that you use to cut vegetables with, that you use to cut your toenails with. You know, use shears that are only used on your hair. Make sure they're sharp. Make sure they're preferably newer if you can, because the older your shears are, the duller the blade is. And when your blade is dull, you can actually be doing more damage to your hair than good, because a dull blade means it's not a clean cut, which will result in possibly damaging your hair and more split ends. Okay, because you need a clean cut. So these are just some cheapy ones I got from Conair. And I've been using these for years. I've been using this type of shear since I was relaxed. So it's like, I use what I know. And then I'm going to use a small tooth comb. This is probably the only time that I'm going to be using a small tooth comb is when I do this, because this will help me gather all the hair in order for me to see what's what. Okay, so I'm going to take a section like this. There's multiple ways you can do this, y'all. There's not just one way to do this. There's all kinds of different ways. But this is the way that I do it, and this is the way I've been doing it for years, okay? Okay, you guys, so I have my small section here, and this is my section here. So there's multiple ways you can do this. So I bet you guys can see, like, oh, I see what you're about to be doing. You see how you see some like short hairs? So what we're gonna do is I'm going to take my comb. Hopefully you guys can see this, and I'm gonna put my finger like this, like this. And I don't know if you guys can see it, but I'm gonna scoot up a little more. Can y'all see? Ooh, girl. But do you see those little hairs sticking up? You see that? That's what we're gonna cut. This is my dust. Boop, boop, boop. And with that, you can catch all kinds of stuff. You can catch and see where, if there's any split ends high up, and get rid of them right then and there. And this will also help with making those short hairs grow long too. So as you can see there, I'm just gonna snip. See that? I'm gonna snip that off. This is really hard to film, y'all, so what I look for when I'm doing this, I look for ends that look kind of light at the end, that almost look kind of blondish, because that's damage. I look for ends that are kind of really thick at the bottom of the strand, when they're kind of like thicker, like they look like it's trying to spread. That's like a beginning of a split end. And then of course split ends where it's like, it looks like two bunny ears. So that's what I'm looking for. So I will say, not all the time will short hairs be like damaged or split, but I just kind of combat them as I see them. So I move my finger down, and then I kind of do this and find the splits and cut any little thing that I might see. What I'm noticing with my hair, which I have had before in my relaxed hair days, is that there's a lot of different lengths of hair in my hair. Some of them are shorter, some of them are longer. And with doing this method, I've noticed that it worked for me, because I've done it so many times being relaxed, that doing this allowed me to have longer, more longer strands, longer, more consistent strands, okay? So of course you're not gonna get all of them. You're just not. Your hair naturally is just gonna have some split ends. So don't be crazy, going crazy like, oh my god, let me split ends. It's, you know, that's natural, you know. But if you can avoid them, sure, search and destroy them. So when you find a split end, like I found one right here, can you see it? It's white. See that white? It looks white on camera. I'm just gonna cut right underneath it. Now it's gone. So yeah, girl, you could do this. See, I found another one. It's more towards the ends. You could do this while you're watching TV. It is time consuming. Okay, y'all, so now once I get to my ends, you probably most likely can see what I need to cut off. You can see it. You can see where the splits are. So either I could just cut all of this or search and destroy, because all of my ends aren't split right here. But they're not in the best of shape, right? So I'm gonna spread my ends apart and just really go in. So there's one right there. So then you're probably like, okay, well, what's the point of doing all this if you can just go get a trim? Okay, like sometimes when you get a trim, like they only focus on so many areas of your hair. And so your split ends sometimes just aren't at your ends. It could be all up and through here. So that's why I like to do the search and destroy method and dust, because it allows me to figure out and see what's trying to break and what's split, so I can cut it off right then and there in order to maximize my hair health and retain length. And I like doing this when my hair is straight, because when it's curly, oh, I just found another one. When it's curly, I can't really see what my hair is doing. Like, I can't see it at all. Now, I know there are methods on how to do that when your hair is curly, but me, I just prefer to see my hair when it's straight. So I'm looking at my ends and just really taking my time in getting the individual strands that have the split ends. So when I'm done with my ends, I'll take my hair and twist it like this. And of course, the better shape your hair is in, the faster this is going to take. But since I am in the mode of taking care of my hair and really like stepping it up, I'm going to have a lot. So I'm going to twist this. And of course, once my hair gets in better shape, there's going to be less short hairs. So I'm twisting this, and I am going to dust off the hairs that are poking out. And of course, like once you get more towards the bottom, you see how you see all those short hairs? And you might even see some split ends in that too. And if you see single strand knots, me personally, I cut those. I cut those all the way off, girl. Okay, so this section is done. So you're not gonna see like a really dramatic difference as far as like, oh, my hair looks so much shorter. This is dusting, you really don't see anything different with anything. Now, what you might see that looks different is how your hair looks when it's just kind of like combed down straight. It's gonna look a little smoother because the split ends are gone after doing the search and destroy method. So over time, with continuing doing this like on a regular basis, how often did I used to do it when I was relaxed? I used to do this once to twice a month when I was relaxed. So with me being natural, I'm most likely not going to be able to do that, because I only straighten my hair probably most likely the most every 8 weeks. So I have to figure out a way to do this when my hair is curly. So drop down in the comment section how you guys dust when your hair is curly, so you can really see and spot out the split ends. Because for me, when my hair is curly, I cannot see what's split and what isn't, because everything just kind of like looks the same. Only way for me to know like when my hair is curly, when I need a trim, is when my ends start to feel rough. And that's when I know like, okay, I need to do what I need to do. So I'm going to take the front and do the same thing. With the front, I'm actually, because I noticed I had some short hair, so with the front, I'm actually going to split this one in half too. I'm going to split this in half. So you can see I have some short hairs there, and I'm just going to snip those. And I'm going to remove my hand down. Am I even snipping anything? And snip. Alright, so I'm done with that section, and then what I'll tend to do is I'll just take this little section here and take the end and just kind of like just even it out. I'll just cut it. I'll just cut it like that. And then I'll put the two sections together and just kind of like look and see if there's anything else that I might see that needs to be dusted away too. So the overall goal with doing this is to just, over time, your hair is going to start looking different. It's going to start looking healthier because there aren't going to be as many split ends, even though there's just no absolute way to absolutely prevent split ends. Split ends happen, you know, but of course with taking care of your hair and moisturizing it, your ends and your hair is going to overall look better. And that is what I'm currently doing. That is the goal right now because the length is coming, right? But I'm trying to maintain this length. So eventually I want all of this to fill out and be like the same kind of length where it's not see-through. Okay, so I'm going to continue doing my sections and I will come back. All right, you guys, I am back. Woo! Y'all, I did not realize I had so much to search and destroy, but looking at my hair just in the viewfinder now, it looks a lot cleaner than what it was when I started out. Like, I had so many just split ends all up and through that I tried my best to search and destroy. Hopefully this video was somewhat helpful because my camera kept defocusing when I was trying to show y'all what I was doing. So basically what I do is, and this is what I've been doing since I was relaxed, go through each section off, you know, the sections in, you know, a reasonable size section depending on how thick your hair is. I don't have thick hair, so I have smaller sections that I was working in to really make sure I was getting in there. So do the sections, take your time. You might want to turn some music on, watch some TV, and just really get in there and search and destroy and dust what you can. You're not going to get everything, which is why I was doing it back in the day twice a month. But I'm definitely going to figure out how I'm going to do that now that I'm natural because I don't wear my hair straight that often. So let me know in the comments below how you dust your hair when it is in the curly state, because that would be helpful for me and helpful for whoever's coming here and who is searching for those same answers as me, girl, because I'm trying to get my length popping. My length is looking quite right, but like I said, it's a lot of different stuff going on. My hair is not in tip-top shape, but it's not nowhere near where I want it to be and where I know it can be. But right now I'm very happy with how my hair is looking. After the dust, it looks more smooth, it looks more clean, the ends look more clean. And with doing this is how I was able to manage to get my fronts starting to grow back in. So I'll show y'all. So I don't know if you guys remember, but in a couple updates I was like, my fronts aren't catching up. This front is catching up, but dusting definitely helps with stuff to catch up with one length. So my goal is to have all of this kind of like this, like one length or the front longer, like how my hair was in the relaxed days when I wear it straight. And this side is slowly but surely catching up, but I cleaned up and dusted this too. So yeah, this basically dusting is kind of like helps me shape everything. It helps me get everything the way I want it. This side is still a bit slow. This side doesn't look anywhere how I want it to look, but the grow out phase is going to take some time. Like this side is starting to look, it's starting to fill in and look how I want it to look. But yeah, y'all, my hair is going to take some time, but overall I'm really happy with how my hair is turning out and starting to look. My length is starting to come back, girl. Like, who is she? What? Ew. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, let me know. I am really sorry if this video was all over the place because I feel like it was all over the place. But yeah, let me know if you have any questions. And as always, thank y'all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later.